Good afternoon. I'm Angelica Haggart.
And I'm Melissa Horobin, and you're watching MediaPlex Live at 1.
The Windsor-Detroit Tunnel has reopened after a 10-day closure. Heavy excavation was carried out during the closure, but there is still more work to be done. The tunnel will be closed nightly until November 22nd.
From November 27th until December 23rd, the tunnel will close every night from 8 p.m. until 5:30 a.m. For cross-border holiday travelers, the tunnel will open fully from December 23rd until January 1st.
The tunnel will close again each night between January 2nd until June. The Windsor Transit Tunnel Bus is affected by these nightly closures.
We had a cold and rainy weekend, but that didn't stop the St. Clair Saints cross-country team from running in the OCAA provincial meet in London.
First-year Tyler Jones placed second overall in the men's race and was awarded Rookie of the Year, helping the men's team take the silver medal.
Both the men's and women's teams qualified for nationals, which will take place in Quebec in 2 weeks. 4 Saints runners made top team All-Ontario.
Rough conditions out there, Alyssa. You went to the meet, right?
Yeah, it was pretty cold, but worth it. On Wednesday night, we paid a visit to Ron Dunn, the director of the Downtown Mission, who sat outside on a bench for 24 hours.
He did this to raise awareness of homelessness in Windsor and funds for the mission's newest projects.
It was pretty chilly out there, wasn't it?
I was not prepared to be out there in the cold. Poor Ron just had a tent to sleep in and a bench to sit on and probably not nearly enough coffee. But I really needed 18 sweaters, I think.
Yeah.
Check out this clip of Ron talking about the purpose of his sleepless night.
This money is going to help people, and that's what I want the stories to be about, is the people, right? These people are hungry, homeless, hurting, mentally ill, addicted, and some people aren't any of those things. They're just regular folks who come to us and say, hey, if you bring us, if you help us with groceries, then I can pay my hydro bill, or I don't have to choose between my medication and my food, right? They're forced to choose on a regular basis. And so, 1,100 people a month come through our food bank. Those people all work. So it's not like the mission helping the homeless. This is us as a community helping our community. So I think that's an important message for people to know. Many of us are just a paycheck away from needing help ourselves.
The 2017 Coats for Kids campaign wraps up tomorrow. The collection drive began September 1st, gathering gently used or new coats for both children and adults.
Distribution of collected coats begins November 4th in both Windsor and Essex County. In Windsor, distribution centers include the Unemployed Help Center, Life After 50, and Windsor Homes Coalition.
In the county, coats are distributed at Amherstburg and Essex Community Services, South Essex Community Council, and at the Community Support Center in Bell River.
Check your closets for any last-minute donations you may have.
Formerly known as the Walkerville Night Market, the Willisted Night Market ran its last of 4 Friday events on October 27th.
Samar Kalra has the story.
Friday, October 27th was the last Willisted Night Market of the year. The event has beer, food and band performances along with various vendor sales. Jim Renaud, Wilsted's chef, said despite the weather for the last night, the turnout was excellent.
The weather's not cooperating the best for the last night market of the year, but visitors so far tonight better than expected considering the weather that's happening right now.
The goal of the night market is to keep everything local and support the community. City Councillor Chris Holt is a regular visitor of the night market and says it is great to see the community come together.
It really is just an excuse to get together, to have a drink together, to socialize a little bit. It's an extension of our recreation room. It's an extension of our backyard patio. It's an extension of all the good things that happen in your neighborhood. That all happens right here.
The Willisted Night Market is expected to return in 2018. For MediaPlex News, I'm Simar Kalra.
Arr! Trick or treat!
Not quite yet. Halloween is actually tomorrow night. However, there's been some early trick-or-treating and other Halloween festivities going on.
Yeah, in Walkerville, families could trick-or-treat early through the neighborhood on Saturday, and our reporter Shirley Fang stopped by to get the story.
Trick-or-treat through Walkwell attracted monsters, big and small, for a stroll around the Walkwell neighborhood on October 28th.
So in Walkerville, they're doing a trick-or-treat for all the kids for Halloween. So every kid will come here and then every kid will get a candy. There you go. There you go.
Though it was cold and windy, the weather did not stop people's enthusiasm. Many scary creatures, cosplayers, and cute little monsters appeared to celebrate Halloween in advance. 13 businesses participated in trick-or-treating, handing out candy for the kids and store discounts for the adults. Families dressed alike in themed costumes for the trick-or-treat activity, which lasted for 2 hours in the afternoon. It was organized by Visit Walkwell and Time to Go, who both plan on hosting the event next year. From MediaPlex News, I'm Shirley Fong.
The Windsor International Film Festival kicks off today. WIF is the second largest volunteer-run film festival in Canada.
The festival will run until November 5th, which is my birthday, and feature more than 100 different films. That's a lot to choose from.
That is a lot. I don't know how they're going to cram all those into a week. Actually, I wish I could watch them all.
If only there were more hours in the day, or free time was a real thing that we got.
What's free time?
But Alyssa, what are you going to make sure you absolutely see no matter what?
Well, probably at the top of my list would be the film called Loving Vincent, about my good buddy Vincent van Gogh. Not Vincent Georgi, though I'm a fan of him as well. So I want to make sure I see that film and then cram in as many other ones as I can. What's on your list?
For me, I am really looking forward to the 2017 shorts. So they kick off the festival tonight. And short films just speak to my soul. Not only are they local, but they cram so much story into such a small time frame. So I'm really looking forward to that.
As a journalist, I can also appreciate that perspective on short films, and I also would love to see those. So
let's go tonight.
We should go tonight.
Deal. Other standouts include the Grease sing-along.
Oh, who can resist singing along to Grease?
I don't think really anybody could. Are you a Sandy or a Rizzo?
I don't know, but you're the one that I want.
The Rocky Horror Picture Show is also airing this year.
Not a big fan of horror, but there's lots of fans in the community of the Halloween themed stuff, so I'm sure that will be a hit.
But Rocky Horror Picture Show, you get to throw things at the screen.
Okay, now that is a selling point. I might
Moves
have
it to the
consider-
top of the list?
Yeah, might have to consider checking that one out.
There's also a live read of The Princess Bride.
Fun fact, that's actually for the 30th anniversary of the film, which makes me feel pretty old.
Really old.
I grew up on that classic, so.
And we can't forget about Stand Up Man, which is a locally made comedy about moving back to Windsor.
Relatable.
So you can purchase tickets on the WIF website or at the Capitol Theater downtown.
Which we'll be doing later. What does the weather look like this week?
Well, it looks like I need a lot of sweaters and a raincoat, and maybe we could go puddle jumping.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Let's take a look. Today we'll reach a cloudy high of 9 with showers.
Tomorrow there will be a high of 7 and a chance of rain again, so you may want to pack an umbrella with your Halloween costume.
On Wednesday, we'll see a mix of sun and clouds with a high of 8.
While Halloween is a lot of fun, it's important to stay safe.
Constable Andrew Droulard gives us some tips on Halloween safety.
I know Halloween's an exciting time, but it's important that you walk and don't run, and that you cross at an intersection or at a corner. And when you're at that corner, make sure that vehicles that are driving, that they see you and that you see them and that you cross safely at those intersections. Definitely don't dart out between vehicles in the middle of a block, because sometimes you'll have that car that's going by, right? And they might not see you. So definitely cross at those intersections or corners. And it may be exciting that you have all this candy, but wait till you get home and wait for that parent or adult to look over all that candy before you dive into it. Okay, and it's important. Let's everybody have a safe and fun Halloween.
Thanks for tuning in. I'm Angelica Haggart.
And I'm Alyssa Horrobin, and you've been watching MediaPlex Live at 1.